Hey there folks, welcome to another Train Sim World 2 video. Today we're going to take a brief, or try to keep it brief, look at the latest add-on you can purchase for the game, which is called New Journeys Expansion. Now this is going to add stuff to essentially the three original routes that came with Train Sim World. That's Schnellfahrstrecke, Cologne, Sandpatch and London Underground, or the Bakerloo line. You're going to get a livery for each locomotive, or multiple unit, if you will, from each of these three routes here. You're going to get 3 scenarios each from each of these 3 routes here. And this one is a little bit special as it's completed with a brand new timetable. So it's still got the old timetable, but it's got a brand new timetable with the DBBR423. Which we'll take a deeper look at that, but it is it's out now, obviously, and I think it's $13.99, so it's like 14 bucks. That's not too shabby for 9 scenarios and a couple of paints, if I'm completely honest. So we'll take a look at this here. So essentially, what you get, this is SKA or Koln-Aachen. This is the original timetable here. This is the updated timetable, and as you can see, it's got 268 services. And let's see, this new puppy right here was added to it as well, the DBBR423 DBKS. Let's see, and there is scenarios as well, so let's see. Let's see, is that it right there? 43, 43, 43. Yes. So essentially, just the Talent 2, or the hamster, as it's affectionately known, was the multiple unit for here. Sure, there were mods that were added to other multiple units, but now you've got the 423, which isn't a bad multiple unit to begin with. It's actually quite nice. It's got nice sounds and physics and all that good stuff. So you're going to get 3 scenarios for that. We'll hop out. We're going to, of course, take a deeper look at each one, but I'm just going to show you what you're going to get within the menu as of right now. We'll hop to the Bakerloo. And this is the paint that you're going to get in this, which is 1972 Mark II stock, which is it's kind of like a brush metal. It's actually quite cool looking, and it looks really nice. I don't believe you're going to get an additional timetable with this, so it's just kind of intertwined into the same timetable as far as I can tell. But there are scenarios for it as well. So these are the old ones. And then you've got Test Run, Rail Tour, and Underground Return Ticket. And I must say, I don't know if the names for some of these that I've seen are more enticing than the scenarios actually are, but they sound interesting. They don't just sound like, you know, going through the motions kind of thing. So we'll have to check those out as well. And what I was most looking forward to, of course, is the Sandpatch SD40. Or X-Clinchfield SD40, which was added to this, which it is intertwined with the timetables as well, but there's no additional timetable like there is on SKA. So the only new timetable is the one on SKA for the DBBR 423. You'll get scenarios with this one as well. They're way back yonder. Oh, here we go. Here's 2. So Stripey Rescue, something about a rail fan demonstration, earning your stripes, demonstration freight train for rail fans, and then Stars and Stripes, which is a continuation of one of the other ones. So 3 new liveries, 9 scenarios, a new timetable for Koln-Aachen, and we'll see what else. We're going to hop in and take a look at each individual locomotive, of course, here though. Alright, so we're going to start off with SKA, or Schnellfahrstrecke Koln-Aachen, as it's technically known as, and this is the DBBR423. Now this multiple unit was not originally available on SKA or Koln-Aachen. I'll just stick to Koln-Aachen, how about that? But now it is, and one of the nice things about this is I personally really like the German stuff in Train Sim World 2. I feel like it's the best stuff in the game without question. I guess DB has a tighter relationship with Dovetail, and then there's a few German developers that make some really good stuff. So I feel like the German stuff has always got a leg up in Train Sim World, so I do like it a bit more than everything else. But this, of course, is the DBBR423. You're going to get the S12 and S19 services, 194 total, of which 80 are completely new with rush hour passengers. So on this route, I believe you'll see the the mass, you know, exodus of passengers like you'll see on some of the rush hour stuff. The S19 is a pretty interesting service. It was a once-a-day service that runs the full length of the route. So I can't wait to check that out with this bad boy. But it retains the original timetable like I showed a moment ago, and layering, of course, which, you know, has other locomotives, and this new timetable, which I'm assuming has layering as well, of, you know, having the same locomotives. But the 423 is essentially an articulated S-Bahn commuter electric multiple unit. 462 were built between 1998 and 2007, built by Adtrans, Bombardier, and Alstom. They have a top speed or max operating speed of 87 mile an hour or 140 km/h, and they're essentially used around Munich, Cologne, Frankfurt, and Stuttgart. And let's take a look here. So this is ma'am, do you mind? Get out of the way. This is essentially the new livery. Now, yes, it's colloquially known as another red box, if you think about it, but this little banner or icon or logo here is new, and it looks fairly nice. I'm pretty sure it's new anyway. This thing was not on here before. You know, as far as other stuff, I don't think anything else was really added as far as sound. Sounds in this thing sounded alright to begin with. Save the horn, which is just like a synthesizer key, you know, 1 and 2 basically. We'll hop in here. You can obviously see that the destination display works, as it has Cologne. Let's see if I can remember how to pop this thing on. The HUD would be nice. There we go. Throw it forwards. Is there a brake key? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've been in this thing. Yeah. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Try the horn. Yeah, it's still the same crappy horn. So nothing new there. Headlights. Passenger lights. I feel like there's a brake key somewhere. We'll open the doors. Let's see. Instrument lights on. None of this. I think the contrast still works, so you can do the white or black or night or daytime. Turn it off. Yippee! This over here, I believe, has the destination. SUG. SPG shows your power bars and all that good stuff, and then FIS, which is the actual destination. So you would hit that, and then I think Zugverb, and then you would change it, of course, to whatever you wanted. We'll do Weidenwest. Hit enter, and it should. Yep. So it's different now. I completely ruined these passengers' day, and they're scratching their heads now. The lights essentially look the same. I don't really think much else has been done. We'll pop the doors and see if we can get this thing moving, and see if there's any other new sounds. Just for the sake of quickness, I'm not going to mess with PCB. Oh God, close the door. Thank you. What is it? I feel like there's something else you got to do with the key here. We'll find out. Nope. It's that simple, eh? Yeah, bad horn is bad. Sounds sound exactly the same from what I can tell, but the sounds on this thing were never bad. The physics were very nice. So yeah, just adds a completely new timetable with these things for Koln-Aachen, which is nice. This was like the original route for Train Sim World 2. So it's nice that it updates it quite a bit. You get a load of new services, a new livery, technically, and then 3 scenarios. So anyway, next up, Bakerloo. Alright, I really don't remember how to operate this one. It's got a little bit of quirkage going on. But this is the London Underground route. Again, one of the original trio for Train Sim World 2. This is the new livery that you can use in addition to the other livery that came with it by default. But this is the 1972 London Underground stock Mark II paint. The oldest EMU in British passenger service. 63 7-car units were built. built by Metcam, refurbished in the early 90s, and another batch somewhere around the 2000s, early 2000s. Currently serves Bakerloo and used to serve the Jubilee and Northern lines as well, and have a current max speed of 45 mile an hour. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. Right off the bat, the livery looks very nice. It's just got that brushed steel, aluminum, just unpainted, unpolished metal look to it. And the sun's kind of at a gnarly angle right now, so it's a bit hard to see, but you can see some streaks across the door. Maybe that one's a bit too pronounced. But for the most part, it actually looks good. It looks dingy. It's got some weathering to it. The numbers look nice. The Underground logo as well. It's not a bad looking unit. Again, it's just something new for an older route. You know, new services, new looks, all that good stuff. But it's pretty nice. I do want to see if the interior's changed at all. Take a look here, just see what else we can see. I would be willing to bet the sounds have not changed at all. Essentially, this is just like a timetable slash scenario pack with some paint jobs, if you will. We'll hop in here. Let's get in the back. The interior looks the same as far as the cab, even the seat. And shoot, I don't remember. Is this how the default interior looked? Pop a squat and have a think. I don't know. I feel like it looks different. And now that I think of it, I didn't think to look in the interior of the 423 like a dingleberry. Got the map down there as well. So this still works. It's got the same destinations. It's, you know, it's effectively the same line. Nothing's changed there. But it's new. Maybe I feel like this is. I don't know. The seats look. All right, hold up. We're gonna take a look at it here. Let's see. Let's back out. Main menu. I really don't recall there, so we're gonna forego fancy editing and just, you know, back out and take a look here. So explore, timetable. We're gonna change the paint. Gonna go to the original. London Underground. Choose the same, sun rising. We have nice light. We'll load in here and take a look. I think it's the same. I remember the cab looking the same anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it is. Why was I thinking it was different? So they were just one to one as far as the interior and the cab, eh? Just different exterior. Essentially, they were unpainted and painted, if you will. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's literally a paint job. All right. And what I was most looking forward to, the X Clinchfield SD40. Let's go take a look at that. Okay, so before we hop in, we'll start this one a little bit different. So I just selected timetable sand patch grade, and I'm loaded in here, and of course you can see all the engines, and it still shows the SD40 Clinchfield Railroad. Also, I'd like to point out, you may note different sounds. I've got various sound mods. Some may still work, some may not, and they are not all for one and one for all, covering every SD40. So, for instance, you can hear this one, right? I'll go ahead and change the paint. So this is how you get the stealth gray and blue SD40. But what's weird is if you look down here, it shows the exact same one. So they don't have the thumbnail for the OG CRR. So here's the stealth CSX, and you'll hear the sound change as well because of sound mods. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop into this one and see what we can do. And just for what it's worth, let's back out real quick here. I was thinking maybe you could use it on Clinchfield, because what the hell, that may be kind of cool, even though it'd still be essentially Clinchfield rolling stock and all that good stuff. But unfortunately at this time you cannot. So if you just click that, OG Clinchfield SD40. Alright, so let's go back to SPG. There it is. Yeah. Timetable. So, like, I was looking through here for a moment when I first installed it, like, okay, where the hell's this thing at? So it's the Koln-Aachen SD40. You just got to click on it and then change the livery. Click the second one. Make sure it says CSX. Change it to June, so we got a bit more light. And we'll do something in Cumberland. Let's see. Here we go. Loading. Right, we don't care about that because we're not paying attention. So, this is an ex-Koln-Aachen SD40. CSX gathered up a lot of other railroads after many, many mergers, all that good stuff. There's a lot of history behind it. Go look at Wiki if you want some really in-depth stuff. But one thing right off the bat I can tell is these numbers are not correct. These retain the original Koln-Aachen numbers. Apparently Dovetail has said that they will fix them, but how many times have we heard that? You know, not to be a nana boo boo, but you know, we've heard that quite a few times and nothing ever changes. So as of right now, the numbers are not correct. Anyway, a little bit about the CSX SD40. This is the stealth livery, and it was called so because train crews essentially felt like they weren't seen. They kind of blended in with the background if it was, you know, dark or foggy, so they just kind of nicknamed it a stealth, so it's just blue and gray. It's of course the same 6-axle diesel electric locomotive. About 1,286 of these were built by EMD between 1966 and 1972. It has got the lovely and illustrious 16-cylinder 645 E3 prime mover turbocharged with a max speed of 83 miles an hour, which, lol, we'll just leave it there. With 3,000 horsepower. And Koln-Aachen Railroad had about 20 of these, most of which ended up at CSX. So that's what we got here. Another thing I'd like to add is this thing has the horn that we were promised the SD40 from Koln-Aachen was supposed to have. So big brain Dovetail moment, they probably thought, hey, screw adding it to the Koln-Aachen SD40. Let's make this new, like, scenario pack and just add it to the stealth livery so you gotta pay for it. I don't know. I don't know how the big brains on the penthouse floor over at Dovetail Studios work, but sometimes they have questionable decisions at best. But I will say right off the bat, this thing looks pretty damn good. It looks very sharp. It's got some weathering. The colors look correct. It even appears to have the kind of bluish trucks, which was very neat about these. They had these blue trucks. They weren't just iron color, essentially. It was almost like a dark blue, like a dark navy blue. The sun is not playing ball with us here, but they are blue as far as I can tell, and in the media pictures before this was released. But it's got the yellow handle paint or grab iron. The steps have got the yellow safety stripes. Pilot looks nice and weathered. I think it's essentially the Koln-Aachen SD40. It is. Basically, it's just got a different paint job in it. It looks pretty damn good. The CSX Stealth livery is one of my favorite CSX liveries. And it looks pretty good. It looks very, very good. Logo looks legit. A little bit blotchy. We'll go over here and peep this one. Yeah, it's about the same. This one looks like it may be a little bit more blotchy. And not sharp. Lower res. Now, unfortunately, these have the same crap SD40 sounds, or they're supposed to be SD40 sounds anyway. But like this one back here, this is a GP38-2, but I think I've got a sound mod for this, so it sounds a little bit better. Plus, there's other mods as well, which add things like logos and emblems and all kinds of other stuff, which I hope someone makes for this. It's a shame we can't get stuff like this by default. you know, but it's legal issues and all that BS. So I haven't heard what this sounds like yet, and we're gonna go right into it. The horn. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. It's got a loop in it, and it kind of like repeats itself, but it's not overly looped to where it's super noticeable. Like, it's noticeable if you really, really sit there and listen to it, and you're a horny boy and you just hold the thing down like I do. Oh, has that got the same old bell from yesteryear? It's non-animated as well. I feel like, what? Well, that's interesting. Yep. So I believe that's the same bell. It's not a very nice bell. It's the same bell from like OG Sam Patch sounds, if I'm not mistaken. It sounds like it might have been edited a little differently. Like, it doesn't sound as flat, but it pretty much sounds the same. That's not a bad sounding horn. I mean, to be straight from the horse's mouth, Dovetail Games, that's not a bad sounding horn. So, hey, at least we got that, right? Let's turn on some lights in here. So essentially, the clinch field interior, it's got the old radio up here. There we go. Turn the number lights on. What else we got? Engine's already in run. And then a brake cutout, which does not work. La-di-da. What's up, Bubba? Alright, so for this, this is an OG. Instead of the MFD, use the switches down here. We'll set this to lead. And then we'll cut in the freight. Go ahead and pop on the engine, gin field, control and fuel pump. Step lights on. Right front. This one's got the selector as well. This was like pre-2. SD40-2 had a lot of updates, if you will. So these had the old school selector switch where you would choose essentially how many engines were in your consist. So there's 2 here. So we're gonna, oh wait, need to put the key in. We're gonna put it in 2. So that's how that works. So you can see here this emblem's missing everything. This logo, got the gauge lights. Yeah, I mean, it essentially looks the same. Dynamic brake circuit breaker. Didn't think to try the interior horn. You hear the problem there, right? That's the same issue from Sherman Hill, where it was supposed to be dynamic, whether the window was open or closed, and it sounds like it wants to be, but it goes past this point where it just goes right back to interior only sound. Like the halfway point of the window opening, you know, it should be louder, right? Now the door seems to work. Remix. See what's in here. So yeah, I mean, it looks one for one, like I would imagine here. Let's just have a walk around. a walkabout. Hey, can you turn these markers on? I don't remember if you could do that in the Clinchfield SD40. How do you turn the markers on? I know the Canadian route had them. What the hell? Can you not turn them on? I thought you could. What am I missing here? It'd be on the back wall of the control stand, yeah. Nah, it ain't gonna do squat. Okay, never mind. So yeah, it's nice. It's just going to add a bit of color to Sand Patch Grade. I know a lot of people weren't terribly thrilled with, you know, always having the old CRR tied into all these services out here, as well as the Union Pacific stuff. I personally don't mind the UP stuff, but the frequency at which you see UP stuff, I do mind. You know, you'll have run-through power, which isn't that weird. It's not very typical. But, you know, when every other service has got a freaking UP engine, it just looks ridiculous. So hopefully that'll be corrected. We'll see. See a bit of the trucks a little better. They've got that weathered blue look to them, which is very nice. Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, it's the CRR SD40. Hello. Walk up the steps. Why not let me walk? Whatever. Screw the steps. Don't have the EMD plate filled in, which kind of stinks. But yeah, it's a good looking model. So you're gonna get this as a choice to run services with again on Sand Patch Grade, which is nice. Give it a refresher, if you will, a breath of fresh air, a new lease on life for Sand Patch Grade, and then of course you've got the London Underground and Koln-Aachen, all which of course have 3 scenarios. So we'll have to check those out, and I'll try and do a couple on here on the channel. But that is it. Yeah, this is the new Journeys expansion pack for those 3 aforementioned routes for just under about 15 bucks. And honestly, it's not a bad gig. I mean, you can't go to McDonald's now and get a damn meal with large fries for that much, you know. So anyway, just wanted to take a quick look at it and what it would entail, and of course listen to this thing because I was most interested in this. But that is all for now. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time. Take care.